I am Linda K. Gifford, and I am one of those nasty women. And we are not okay with what's going on right now. So we may have lost the battle, but please bear with the fight. We have not lost the war for American democracy, human rights, women's rights. Yes, backpedaling is frightening as hell. I feel the same way. I mean, I was raised a patriot. I have parents my great uncles, my mother's mother, my grandmother's brothers. There were six of them. Five went to World War II, and one of them was in the Korean War as a medic. He was much younger. And for us to now, with only one person's decision, or two, depending on if Trump actually has anything to say about any of this, but with a couple of people's decision, we don't vote on things anymore. We don't pay people that we voted to support. We lose all of our goodwill in the world because we refuse to keep our promises. Humanitarian promises are things that's not giving away money. That is securing a world that we can succeed in as a nation. If everyone hates us, it's going to get rough. But not so much, I guess, if we're aligned with Russia. The only thing that's going to fall by the wayside, I mean, the oligarchs are going to be fine. The system will be better. They'll have an economic thing that's phenomenal. Combined armies, my God, they'll take Panama and Greenland and Canada. I'm afraid the world order is truly about to be reshaped. And to sound like a conspiracy theorist, I think that we truly cannot trust our voting system anymore when we have billionaire techies, literally the only people allowed access, throw out everybody that could possibly be a check or a balance. That's what's going on. And I am terrified. I am. And a lot of people I know are terrified and they're crawling under rocks. They're saying, I'm done with it. I'm just going to live my life. Well, we've got kids. You've got children. You've got grandchildren. You've got friends. You know people who are gay or trans. This is their world too. You can't back out. You can't give up. Here. You must resist tyranny. I didn't turn it on. It hurts when you turn it on. That's my shout down people at rallies. It's broken because of a guy with a gun broke this. Because I was shouting in his face and he was waving a rifle in mine at the state capitol in Illinois. That's always fun. It looks like I don't have a shirt on. I just realized I do. See, got a shirt on. It's just kind of fades in there. It's not that kind of those nasty women. That's a whole other kind of those nasty women. But don't think I didn't think about it for the hashtag. But mostly, I bought those nasty women back in 2016 because he said it. And I thought, that could be a gold mine. You know, we could, not of money, and nothing on here is a gold mine of money online, but a gold mine of influence, of a place to talk from. And I didn't really do much with it, you know, kind of hit or miss. And now I was going to retire it because I didn't want to give any homage to anything that came out of the clown's mouth. But here we are. Here we are. So those nasty women is going to, it's .com, but it's also mysweetsurvivor.com sites, lindakgifford.com, sweetsurvivor.com, thosenastywomen.com. It's all rolled together. You'll find resources there, free workshops. The store's gone. Thank you, but the new taxes make it so we have to pay origin taxes from Ohio on top of Illinois taxes from my home state, followed by destination taxes, and file in every single city that we ship to now. So the rich corporations have effectively, through Trump's move, basically. They're the only ones who can afford tax departments to handle that kind of traffic. So I literally had to shutter the Sweet Shopping Group. So yes, I still own sweetshoppinggroup.com. Assume the .coms here. Sweet Shopping Group, Earth 2.0, Uprise Inc., INK, Uprise Incorporated, Bees Feed Us, Super Planet, Stop Using Plastic, am I right? LoveMyGender.com. I own a lot of .coms that were part of the Sweet Shopping Group, which now I've had to hide while we figure out a different business model. For one thing, I warehouse in Ohio, and with an added origin tax, that's adding 4%. 4% is a lot. We're virtually nonprofit. We keep the lights on. Literally, the Sweet Shopping Group and subscribers keep the lights on. We really need to do better. So for those nasty women to grow into something that can actually have influence and take on the patriarchy along with everybody else, I'd really appreciate it if you would start a $4.99 subscription to Sweet. Thank you very much. You can start a $4.99 subscription at Facebook, or you can go to Sweet Survivor, aka Those Nasty Women, aka LindaKGifford.com. Now, LindaKGiffordSongs.com has my CD, and you can download it for free. And I am a songwriter on Del McCurry's album that won the Album of the Year award at the International Bluegrass Music Awards, and was also Grammy nominated for Best Bluegrass Album of the Year. And though I don't do bluegrass, he turned my alternative, whatever I do, unclassifiable, they call me, song into bluegrass. And I'm very honored to be the only woman writer on It's Just the Night. So please don't do download my CD if you'd like. I am about to record. That's got nothing to do with Those Nasty Women. Purely gratuitous. I'm in shock. I'm in shock. I don't need to recount the news to you. If you're here, you already know all of the travails against decency that our president has done. The embarrassment that's been brought upon us by Elon Musk and Donald Trump is immense. And the only way we're going to be able to recover our reputation as a nation is if we continue saying this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, and we fear people are already changing. I changed something. I changed armed, liberal, and training to woman armed and training, because I figured next thing they do is go through and find anything that says progressive or liberal and kick it out. If they can kick the free press, I guess we need to name it something else now. It's not the free press anymore, is it? If they can kick the free press out of press conferences at our government institution, the building we paid for, we built, we house every president in, if we can kick our press out just because Trump and Elon and whoever doesn't like what they have to say, we are not a democratic republic even. I'm going to throw that in there because I keep getting the O from the right wing. We're not a democracy. We're a democratic republic. It's totally different. I'm like, the underlying principles are still supposed to be reasonably the same, right? Human rights for all, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. We have reasonable regulation to stop people from poisoning everything from our minds to our bodies to our environment to our planet to our global reputation. But here we are. Our global reputation has been severely stained, and the only thing standing between a future that is drastically different than the one now. I mean, we're going to redraw. We're already redrawing the maps if you don't want to get shut out. Oh, how about, you probably saw it on social media too. How about the one that said Canada renamed Snow Mexico? I'm like, oh my God, that's funny. Until it isn't. It's funny until they do it. It's funny until it happens. Everyone said, I said, after it won the election, I was trying to find some kind of a silver lining after a couple of days of just despair and drunken debauchery and like not debauchery, but just I quit. I give up. I have no more belief in mankind. People that used to be my friends and family, but then I sucked it up, buttercup, because I'm not a snowflake. I am one of those nasty women, and I have a platform. So let's use it. Let's use it. Let's keep this up. Let's say what we need to say. Let's call bullshit where we see bullshit. And let's not care. Like my friend, sort of friend, said, a friend said, when I said about joining grassroots movement, joining with Bernie, going to events, going to your courthouse, calling your elected officials, he said, well, all they see, all the maggots see is a small group of liberal progressives, right, who lost. And I'm like, well, at least they're seeing something. Do you really want to just go home now and give it all to them? Do you want to not restore abortion access for your daughters and grandchildren? Do you want there to be a lack of diversity training so that we don't hurt each other emotionally and on a real career level way? Is that the future? Because it is the future they want, and it's not the future that you want and that I want. So don't back out on me. Don't back out on us. Don't back out on the country. Don't back out on my 6 great uncles who went to World War II and all the other people who died for us to be here. Still barely able to bitch about the situation online. I don't know how much longer I'll be able to do this. And I laugh at people in these ads that are like, oh, this is going to be taken down soon. You better act quick. And I'm like, we are being taken down. Our voices are being taken down. So the rest of the world, please hear. Most of Americans feel the way I do about most of the issues. Certainly, we're in a moderate middle where we don't want the extreme crap that's been going on and being flung at us from Trump. We don't want that. We are the weak ones right now as far as numbers politically, but we are not actually the weak ones by actual numbers, because in America, our voting system, this is for my foreign friends who may have many, in America, our voting system is such that states that have lower population are still represented equally as states with higher populations. Therefore, the votes of people in more populated areas, and 50% of the population lives in urban areas now, as opposed to like 30% at the turn of the century, I believe. Check my numbers, somebody. Then here we are, outnumbering them, but because of what we call gerrymandering, I don't know if you call it that in UK or wherever, but we apportion districts that look like they're crazy. They're not like side by side, something reasonable. They are made to make sure that there are enough Republican voters everywhere, even at all possible, to turn districts red so that the total vote in the end for the state ends up going red, even though the total popular vote within that state was blue. So this is why we need to support End Citizens United. Please do. I support End Citizens United. I have monthly contributions going to the Democratic PAC, to AOC, to End Citizens United, to Bernie Sanders, to the Progressive Caucus. You need to get involved. And when you get those emails that are from other states that need a few bucks, everyone puts a few bucks in and maybe we could turn this election. Please don't pass by because it's not your state. We need to change this for everybody. If we want the whole country to be able to potentially go back to a Democrat, human rights loving, progressive mentality and existence, then you need to support the people in the small elections. And I'm going to start doing that too. I'm going to start really focusing on supporting people in the small elections. They're not small. I mean, not presidential. No election is small. From the smallest grassroots alderman level on up, we've got to support our blue candidates, because otherwise we're just giving. We practically gave the country this time. We practically gave the country to science denying, knuckle dragging, fear mongering, xenophobic, homophobic, freaking racists who justify the word of God and Jesus Christ. I don't care what your religion is. I'm just saying, justify the goodness that was preached by Jesus Christ and others they justify their negative actions with the word of God, with the word of Jesus Christ. That's what I'm trying to say. And it makes me sick. My father was a Methodist minister who ended up becoming a high school counselor after that. And he studied ancient history, theology, and psychology. Became a counselor after he was a minister who baptized me, actually. And he gave up the Methodist Church because of hypocrisy within the church. And now there's the Reformed Methodist Church. It's split. And so I'm coming from a religious background. I'm coming from a background of decency and morality. And I've taken my 3 now adult sons to the Veterans Parade every year, and I made them cross their heart every single time a flag goes by, because it's so important to me. Even if other people weren't doing it, I don't care. We cross our heart when the United States flag goes by. So I will not make a mockery of it. And no, this is not a set. This is my flag. This is my flag, and I fly it on my porch for events. I care. And if you want to say woke is what I am, and also what Jesus Christ is, maybe you should reevaluate your own life. This is people on the other side. Maybe you should look at your own moral code and actually think about other human beings. Like consider them to be actual human beings, even if you disagree with them, even if they have a different religion, even if they love a different sex than you do. Why do you care? They care because they're stupid. I'll answer the question. They care because they're stupid. They care because there is an evolutionary split in humans. There always has been. There have always been the thinkers and the makers and the doers. And then there are I just don't think on that level. I just want to get through the day, eat, sleep, have sex, have kids. I go do my thing. And I just want to keep doing my thing, right? That's fine too. But we have sequestered populations. We have removed, in small rural areas. Industry has left. The progressives have left because they're stifled. You can't be gay in a small town in America very often, not successfully, not happily, unless you've got freaking balls of steel or ovaries of steel. And I know a few people who do, but it's very hard to just outside of the city. If you're anything but standard, I don't care about other people. Immigrants are bad. I don't read for myself. I believe in a cultist. These people actually watched Trump's show on TV, his reality show, and liked it and thought, this guy's cool. If you can do that, back to the top, there's an evolutionary split, I truly believe. I am autistic. I have a genius IQ. You don't have to like it or not like it. I'm not bragging. It's just a fact. It's happened. I've taken tests over and over my whole life. Still do. Not worried about it. But I do know that a lot of people probably are just like me. Not a few people, a whole lot of people. People that want to think, want to learn, want to change, want to grow, are interested in something beyond the end of their street. And if we take education away, equal education, unbiased education away, which we've been doing for 30 years in increments, now Department of Education, bye-bye. Wow. The future looks bleak. And I refuse to accept that. I refuse to accept that. So show up. Show up. Your literal future depends on it now. Your children's future depends on it now. Our way of life, our standing in the world, and what kind of access you're going to have to news and technology, to groceries. It's all going to be affected by the decisions you make now. Stay in the fight. Stay in the fight. That'll do for today. I'm out of breath. And I want to promote pspchic.com. pspchic.com. You see this? I don't know if you can. It's a hole. It's actually cut out. These were given to me by my daughter-in-law and son. And I just love them. Whoop. See, she does very lovely woodwork and etches wonderful things into woodwork. So this is I'm going to start featuring people, women, and others, businesses. And this is a business in South Dakota. I believe it's in Sturgis, but don't quote me on that. I believe it's in Sturgis, South Dakota, because that's where they are. But anyway, pspchic.com. It'd be awesome if you would go check out their products and buy something from them, because this is a real person with a real business. She does it in a real house, a real business. And that's who we need to support. Okay, not the oligarchs, not Alibaba, not China. Support real people. Talk to you soon, next week, actually. And Thriving Spades comes back. Oh, do check out book excerpts at sweetsurvivor.com. The book's like, it's been finished for a long time, but it keeps getting bigger and better and better and better. Oh, that's what I want to tell you. Crazy. 2 separate people asked me to make, they asked me if okay, that's not what I'm trying to say. They told me that my book might make a good mini series or network TV movie and wanted me to send it to them. So I went to my publicist. I'm like, what the heck? What do I do? And it's like, just make sure it's written that way. So I'm actually going through and rewriting parts of it to make sure that some of it, reads, it's woefully short on my own stories, realities, as I like to refer to them, because I wanted to help other people. But I think that a miniseries or a TV movie might spread more awareness. So I'm not back to the drawing board, but I'm back to the review process with help this time. So yeah, that book's coming out, but it's getting bigger and better than ever. Like, I've got serious biz people behind me now. Biggest publicist of self-help books in the world helped me to go before. I landed over 70 interviews that are going to be coming up as soon as I can get them all booked. Call it a salt. Check out my book. Talk to you soon. Bye.